24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda sana.
Welcome everyone to the African Experience Show. I am your guest presenter standing in for Dr. Hlami and Miss Aventina. For those who do not know me, I am Mercy Anai and I'm the technical producer for Bold Moves Radio. But tonight, I have been graced the opportunity by the two hosts and my executive producer, Pastor Strike, to be your host. And you know, as Dr. Hlami always says, once you hear that Africa, you know that you're here for the best hour of the week. And indeed, it is the best hour with the African experience that is part of the Bold Moves family. And in this show, we celebrate Africa and Africans who are doing extraordinary things. And as you know, June time is the month of youth in South Africa. We continue this by celebrating the youth and what they're doing in this day and age. Now, you've seen just exactly what I was talking about in the past few weeks as we were venturing into the animal kingdom with innocent Ngwenya, and then last week we were with such a multifaceted person, Mr. Ntlamulo Ndabeni, who showed us just how much he is doing in the business world. And now, this week, we've decided that we're going to give the ladies a chance to show us what they do. And I am joined today by two very brilliant young ladies, and we get to see what they're doing and how they're breaking boundaries in each of their respective places. Now, without any waste of time, let me introduce our guests to you. Tonight, I am joined by Nothando Matongoti and Kutlwano Mokone. Welcome to the African Show, and may you please tell us individually who you are in a nutshell. I'll start with Nothando. Please introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Nothando Matongoti. I am 22 years old, a young entrepreneur, doing what I love. If you were to ask people who know me, some would say I'm shy, I'm reserved, I don't talk a lot. Others would say I'm loud, I'm cheeky, I talk too much. And I think you should just listen to both because, yeah, I'm a little bit of both. I believe a person is not just one thing, but there are a lot of different things, and that is who I am. But if I'm surrounded, I would say I am a person who loves to laugh. I love the Lord. I love my family and I love my friends. I'm just full of life and love.
Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction. And to my next guest, welcome Kutlwano Mokone, and please introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
Hi everyone, my name is Mokone. I am a 26-year-old small business owner, and professionally I am a marketing associate at a higher education institution. I am a lover of all things self-love and self-care. And yeah, I also resonate with Nothando. Some people would say I'm shy and reserved. I'd like to believe that. But then I am a little bit extroverted. I love just being in out there, just talking to people, being an advocate for self-love. And yeah, I love cooking. I love going out on hikes. But yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. And I see one of our loyal listeners, as Dr. Hlami says, Ms. Sagan Mabasa, saying good evening to the African Experience Show. Good evening to you as well, Ms. Mabasa, and to all our viewers. If you have any questions along the show, please do not hesitate to send through your questions. And to my radio listeners, if you have any questions, please send your questions to the following WhatsApp number, 069-581-8597. And I'll repeat, 069-581-8597. Thank you. Now back to our guests for tonight. I would like to ask each of you, can you please give us details on what you studied and give us a timeline of what you did, what you studied, and the like? I will start with you, Ms. Kutlwano. Can you please tell us what did you study?
Okay, so I went to an all-girl Catholic boarding school that's in Rustenburg in the middle of nowhere, and that's where I completed my high school. I did physical sciences and life sciences, and then from then on, I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do in varsity. So with the help of my teachers and just advice from peers, I went to do like a psychometric From then on, I moved to the University of Free State, where I completed with a bachelor's, a BCom marketing qualification.
Mm.
And then, yeah, from then on, I've just been doing little small courses here and there, but my official degree is in BCom marketing.
Wow, wow, beautiful. And I'd like to ask the same question to you, Nothando. What did you study, and can you give us just that outline of what you did in your study time?
So I studied stomatology. I always get the question, what's stomatology? To simplify it, it's health and skincare. So I studied from 2019 to 2021. And basically throughout these 3 years, you go through the study of the body, anatomy, you learn about how to deal with different problems. A lot of people think what I studied is mostly cosmetics and it's just superficial things, but it actually goes deeper than that. It goes more into holistic treatment. So that's what I did over the 3 years.
Wow, I can see that. I would like to actually further ask you, Nothando, somatology. You mentioned that it's not just a holistic thing. Would you mind going into detail exactly as to what that is?
So, okay, with the first 2 years, it's more of like a foundational um, it's more of like the foundational phase that kind of just builds up to the last year. So basically, what you learn, we did courses like anatomy, where we're learning from the basics, from the cell, all the way to the different systems of the body. We learned nutrition, we learned exercise science. So what I do is also more than just beauty treatments. A lot of, like I said, a lot of people think, oh, it's just makeup and nails and all the fancy stuff, but it's actually more than that. It goes skin deep. Um, with my degree, I can actually help you to get your body in shape. We've got different machines where we do that. Like for example, for the Phoretic machine, it helps with toning your muscles. It helps with the structure of your body. Same thing with this other one called the galvanic machine that also does the same thing. So it's a whole lot of different things. We've got things like vacuum suction as well for the whole body. Beyond just it being a nice relaxing massage, it also works to help shape and tone your body into what you desire. So you can actually work with a person to build their dream body, instead of getting like a BBL. So it's quite interesting. Honestly, it's quite interesting. Same with the facial care. We get into machines in the second year more. Then we get into like your galvanic get into your galvanic treatments. It's more specialized targeted treatments. So you can come in with a problem. If you've got pigmentation as a problem, we can help treat that. If your muscles in your face are the problem, we've also got machines for that. If you've got discoloration, if you break out, there's a lot of different types of skin conditions that we can treat. That uh, we work with machines, we work with specific products as well. I always laugh with my friends from school when we see these people, like these influencers, have like 27 steps in their skincare routine, and we're like, no, it's simple. It's much simple than what the internet makes it out to be, and I love it. I honestly love it because you can help transform a person with all these things that I learned. So it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. As I said, the first 2 years is foundational, helping you understand the basics of you know how the body works, and then with third year, that's when you start learning how to treat all these different problems that people face.
Wow, that was a beautiful deep dive into the world of somatology. Now we know that it's more than just makeup and more than just nails. You are simply going deep into the human body and helping in so many different aspects. That is
Yeah.
truly an amazing deep dive. And now I'm bringing us back to the theme that was for today's show, which is breaking the barriers. I would like to ask, starting off with Kutlwano, what does the theme breaking the barriers mean for you?
So breaking barriers for me basically means pushing posts to the limits. It's a way of navigating complexities and being resilient and innovative. And basically, breaking barriers is just saying whatever that you have, whatever that you can do, do it. It's a means of just saying, okay, this is possibly where my limit would be, but I'm pushing through it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like being resilient and making sure that you can get to your goals and achieve your dreams through any challenges or obstacles that you may face.
Beautiful. You can do it. You can overcome those obstacles by breaking the barriers. Like, it is such true words. And I'd also like to ask my second guest, Nothando Matongoti, what does this theme, breaking the barriers, mean for you?
So for me, I had some time to think about this actually, and how I look at barriers. I think each and every person has different barriers in their life, because according to how people grew up, according to how your circumstances in your life currently are, according to how what you learned, as you were maturing, according to all different types of things. I think every person has a specific or unique definition of barriers in their life. So what breaking barriers means for me is facing fears, because a lot of the time barriers are really just things we're scared of. We're like, oh no, I can't do that because one, two, three, four, or oh no, I can't go there because of this, and that. I have people who I also know who are like, oh no, in my family, no one ever really went to university, so I don't think I can do it, and that becomes a barrier for them. But then for you to break through to that barriers, to face those fears, and to tell yourself that you know what, despite whatever have happened in the past, despite everything I was told growing up, despite all sorts of different things that have contributed to me having this barrier, I'm going to face this fear and I'm going to overcome it. And it's also just a mindset for me. It's what you tell yourself in your mind that, okay, this I can't do, this I can do. Recently, we were at a youth conference over this past weekend, and one of the things that stood out to me was, when you're in a battle, you either win or lose firstly in your mind. So if you tell yourself you can't do it, you won't. You won't be able to overcome that thing, because that's what you believe. That's what you've told yourself. But if you tell yourself every day in your head, I can do this, I can overcome this, I've got this, you will, because you are resilient, you push forward, and you are facing your fears on a daily basis. So that's what breaking barriers is to me. Breaking barriers is facing your fears head on, irregardless of what anyone says, irregardless of what you've been taught, irregardless of your circumstances. You face your fears and you conquer them.
Wow, that is very true. Breaking barriers really is facing your fears. And like you said, it all comes to your mindset. What do you tell yourself? Because if you've already lost in your mind, you cannot expect to lose the battle, to win the battle outwardly. And I see a lot of our listeners here are also agreeing with that. I see many people are saying, oh, let me first acknowledge, I see Pastor Joylene Mangani saying good evening to the African Experience family. And I see Ismail saying she loves this and that she's agreeing with you. She's saying you're speaking facts. And to show that, really speaking, breaking barriers is about a mindset. You just need to tell yourself and push through. And that is such a wonderful thing. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you are still listening to the African Experience with me, your guest presenter for today, Mercy and I. We're quickly going to go on an ad break, and when we come back, we'll continue more with our dynamic duo and find out more about their career paths and what they've taken. Thank you, and we'll be back shortly.
Are you ready for the ultimate dietary powerhouse? Look no further than Masana Dietitian's Nutro Boost. Our scientifically formulated low GI food is designed to give you the boost you need to fuel your body and reach your health goals. With NutriBoost, you have the flexibility to enjoy it as a high-fiber cereal or a satisfying shake. Simply mix it with water and indulge in the mouth-watering flavors that we have to offer. But that's not all. NutriBoost is packed with essential nutrients that are beneficial for your overall well-being. Enriched with 20 immune-boosting vitamins and minerals, it's a convenient and effective way to support your immune system. And here's the best part. NutriBoost is gluten-free, egg-free, and high in omega-3, making it suitable for those with dietary restrictions or allergies. Need an energy boost? NutriBoost has you covered. It's high in energy and protein, providing you with the fuel you need to power through your day. Whether it's a busy morning or an intense workout session, say goodbye to midday slumps and hello to sustained energy with NutriBoost. Try today and experience the difference. For orders or to become a distributor, contact us on the following details.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are still listening to the African Experience, and you are with me, your guest host for today, Mercy and I. We have been through such a journey with these two dynamic girls, and we're ladies, in fact. We are learning so much about breaking barriers and what we have learned what it means to each of them, and we are still pursuing more about what they've been doing and what career paths they've taken. And to my listeners, please do not be shy. Send me your questions down below on the comment section. And for my radio listeners, please send through your questions to this WhatsApp number 069 581 8597. I'll say it one more time 069 581 8597. Now, back to my beautiful guests. I would like to ask each of you what inspired you to pursue the career path that you have taken. I will start with Kutlwano. I would like to know what really inspired you to start what you've pursued in your career.
So, as I've mentioned, I completed my matric and then I went to study the BCom marketing at UFS. At that time, I was just doing it because, coming from a background where being a chef or being a makeup artist or being an artist in general wasn't really considered a proper career, the psychometric test that I did only came with three options. You either a chef, a marketing specialist, or someone who's in radio and TV. And my parents were like, you're definitely not doing being a radio presenter, and you're definitely not being a chef. So you're going to do marketing. And then in marketing, that's when I got introduced to digital marketing, entrepreneurship, business management, and all these different things. And also just being exposed to growing up, all my family members, immediate family and extended family members were into business. The two kind of got together at some point. So after completing my qualification, I went on to work at a retail store. I worked there for a couple of years, and then just to gain experience, because you're fresh out of university, you don't really have much experience in the corporate world. And then I went to work in retail. From then on, that's when I started thinking, okay, retail, it was good, it was fun. You learn to have a backbone and a thick skin there. Maybe it is time for me to pursue a more corporate opportunity. So then after I left Bloemfontein, I came back to Gauteng, and then that's when I started working as a student advisor. So basically my job was to assist matriculants moving from matric going into university to find their career paths. So education has never really been something that I thought I'd be in, but it's very, very fulfilling. I cannot lie. Just making sure that people have access to education, giving them the right information that they need in order to pursue their different careers is where I find myself today. So I moved from being a student advisor to now being a marketing associate. So my exposure to business, my exposure to marketing has just pushed me through to be at the place that I'm at today.
No, beautiful, beautiful. It's such an amazing journey, and to find yourself in now a career that you find fulfilling is truly just one in a million. Like, it's such an off chance, but you got there, and that is such a beautiful story. Now, to my next guest, Nothando, I'd like to ask you the same question, what inspired you to pursue the career path that you have taken?
Okay, so growing up, I always had this thing for beauty. I always loved having my nails nails painted, although my mom never allowed me. I was like playing with the nails and all that and all that. So I was looking into that a little bit, but not so much. I actually wanted to pursue business management, but I knew I wanted to learn business management. But then this one year, I was working for my aunt. I finished my matric a bit early in 2018. I finished on August, and so after that, I went to actually stay with my aunt. She's got a beauty salon in Joburg, and that's where I was working for about 4 months whilst I was waiting to go to varsity. So that's where I
Mm,
actually got to know the other girl who was doing. It was like an internship basically, and she was working there for the time being. And she was working there because she was studying somatology as well. So then when I
mm.
got to know her, I got to understand what somatology was. She told me, and then I did something. Then I actually found out that okay, beyond just superficial stuff that I like doing, there's actually more to it. So that's when I decided, you know what, this could be an option for me. So I went to my mom and we sat down and we talked about it. I was like, I really want to do business because that's a field of interest for me. But this is also leaning more to what I can do. And we talked about it a bit. And she said, you know what? With the somatology degree, you'll be able to actually acquire a skill, not just have knowledge. And so that's then what I was like, you know what? This is it for me. I'm gonna do somatology, and I have never looked back since. Mhm.
Beautiful, beautiful. I am even noticing a pattern between the two of you. There's such an internal, um, how do I say? There have been people internally that have helped or influenced the career paths you have taken, and it's such an interesting thing to note. And now, for many of you who do not know, these two women are both entrepreneurs. They own their own businesses, and it's part in theme of breaking the barriers because as young as they are, they each have their own business that they have started. Now, to both of them, I'd like to ask, what inspired you to start your own business at the age that you're in? Because a lot of people can say, no, businesses should be started at a certain age, or aren't you a bit too young or whatnot? What exactly inspired you to break that barrier and say, I understand that I'm still young, but I want to start my own business? What inspired you? And I'll start with Nothando. I'd like to hear what you have to say to that.
So like I said just now, I've always known I wanted to get into business. I've always known I wanted to get into this field. It's just um what really pushed me was after working for a couple of years. I think I worked for like 2 years under someone. Um I worked
Mm,
in Pretoria, I worked in Joburg, I came back and I worked here at home. And one thing that was always a bit of bothered me was okay, I don't really have the flexibility that I want because I've got so many other interests that I have and things that I like doing in my free time and whatnot. But I also wanted to make those hobbies. So I was like, okay, there's no flexibility, and it's just I also kind of lost motivation. After like 2 3 months of this the job that I was in. Yes, I still love doing what I did. It's just I just seemed to lose motivation or that push, because I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna get a salary and I'm gonna go home, and you know. So I wanted to be at that place of like where I'm proud of my work, the work that I do every day. Because sometimes, when you work with people, sometimes it gets a bit compromised. Maybe the quality and the standards are not all the same. So I think by the time I made the decision, I was like, you know what? I want to do my own thing. I want to be on my own. I am a firm believer of independence when you're still young. I believe go out there, do what you want, make decisions, make mistakes. That's how you learn. So yeah, I think I just it was just a build up, of events that also happened in the workplace, and then I was like, you know what, this is it. As young as I am, I have a plan. I obviously did not just run out without a plan. That's never advisable. So I sat down and made sure, okay, these are my targets. This is where I need to be before I leave. And I reached those targets. I worked towards them and I got where I needed to get. And now I'm on my own. So, yeah.
beautiful, beautiful. And I think what you said about like um, never running out without a plan is also essential in the business world because with a dream, it cannot be implemented without a proper plan. That is beautiful. Now with Kutlwano, I'd like to ask you, What inspired you to start your own business at this young age?
I resonate with Nothando as well. I grew up with many entrepreneurs in my family. My immediate family, my mom and my dad, they have their own businesses. And then there's always that older aunt, older uncle that has a little something going on as well. So I grew up in such an environment. My business venture started at a very, very young age. I know now it seems young, but it started way, way young. I was in primary school and I was like, how can I make a little buck, you know? And then I started selling sweets. I started selling sweets to my peers. I take orders because the demand was high. So that's the practice that I got with demand and supply, how to deal with customers, how to count stock, how to manage money. And then from then on, unfortunately, the school was like, listen, you guys are making a mess on school grounds. There's always sweets wrappers all over. We're canceling this. And my entrepreneurial mind was like, no, but there's an opportunity here. And then I started selling to my teachers. I was like, seeing that I'm not allowed to sell to the learners, surely I can sell to you guys. You guys are more responsible. You make sure that the school grounds are clean. So that's how it started. And then on, I just hopped from one thing to another. I sold shoes, I sold accessories, tried selling services. But then also, I feel like with background of education, marketing, and entrepreneurship that I was doing, I really did want to also venture into a professional career as well, because I'm sure as many people, the breaking barriers is how do I leave my job and actually get into a business, or can I tackle both? So just being in this part of you know trying new things, experimenting, seeing, okay, I have an extra 200 Rand. What can I do with it to turn it into 250 Rands? I think
Mm,
that's how people can grow and actually get to a point where they're like, I'm young and I have my own business, but it's not as glamorous as we would like it to be, because the economic state that we're in doesn't necessarily allow for the flexibility to say, I'm dropping everything and then I'm going to pursue my dream and my passion. So yeah, just trying new things, experimenting, seeing what other people are doing. It kind of gave me that edge, to just be like, let me try it and then let's see how it goes.
oh, beautiful, beautiful. You were born to be an entrepreneur from what I'm hearing, starting from high school, selling sweets onwards. And it's so beautiful. And funny enough, I met her while she was in business. The time I met her, she was selling jewelry. So it's to show that she has been growing, she has been expanding in the business world, and it is beautiful. And to take to note, really experiment to grow. Always have that mindset that okay, I have this much. What can I do to make it more? It is helpful to those who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to grow more and more in their business. I think that is so beautiful. And I see our listeners. We have Lisedi Mashangu saying Kutlwano, she's acknowledging you. And we have Butwawe Chifura saying Tando. You see, our listeners are tuning in and listening well. And I also have received a question directed to Notando. It says, did you not feel as though you had to work 3 times harder to prove that your career is actually something that is valuable? This person says they're on a journey to becoming a chef and finding themselves working there is 3 times harder because they fear they will not be taken seriously. Now, the question they asked is, how did you deal with it? And can you please advise on how I can move forward in a healthy way?
Okay. Um. So first of all, yes, you meet those people who can be a bit ignorant towards your professional career, and they look down upon you. They're like, "Ah, you just do whatever, and they don't take you seriously. One thing that has always been key for me is not to listen to those people, not to let them affect me. Because I remember when we were still actually studying, my friends would get so upset. They're like, can you believe this lady called me a makeup artist? I'm more than just a makeup artist. I'm a somatologist. And it gets so upset because it's emotional. You're putting blood work and tears into your studies, and these people are just degrading you to like just something you can learn off the internet. You know what I mean? So one thing
Mhm.
that I always did was block out the noise. And one thing that I also learned to do is your work will speak for you. Once you have
Mm.
started that the work, once you've put in the work, like for example with me, right now, yes, I'm doing nails, and I put out my work, and I just people come to me and they're all funny and they're like, "Oh, can you do this? Oh, are you really good?" They have doubts and whatever. But instead of arguing with them with my words, I let my work speak for me. I let my knowledge, everything that I learned in school, I let that work for me. I remember this other lady came to me and she was like, "Oh, can you actually massage? Like, are you that good with all that?" And I just smiled at her, and then we started the treatment. By the time we were done, she was like, "Okay, yeah, you're good." So I think that's my biggest advice for you. Let your work speak for you. Don't argue with people because people always want to like rile you up or tease you. Don't bite into that. Then just keep focused, keep pushing. You know what your worth, and your work is up to standard. I'm sure of. If you're worried about people taking you seriously, I'm sure you already know that no, the work you put in, the work you do is up to standard. So let that speak for you. Don't do the speaking yourself. It's okay. Some people won't give, unfortunately. Some people will just take you for granted. But then those are not your target market. That's not who you're trying to bring your services to. The people who value you will know, and you will never hear them question you. They will trust you. So you just keep pushing on. You just keep on keeping on. I don't know if that answered your question, but I hope it did.
No, that was beautiful and very, very true. Like, block out the noise, keep focused, and honestly, let your work speak for you and let the knowledge speak for you. That was such a beautiful answer, and it is very true. No one knows your work more than you do, and it will show in what you know and what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, you are still watching the African Experience Show. We will quickly take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will ask further questions and show you with pictures what these people do, what their works are. Basically, putting Nothando's words as quotes, letting their work speak for them. Thank you, and we'll be quickly taking a commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda sana.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are still watching the African Experience Show with me, your guest host, Mercy and I. Today, once more, I am joined by two very dynamic women, two entrepreneurs and business owners, Nothando and Kutlwano. And you have been with us through this journey, and I would love for our listeners to continue joining us on this journey as we continue to delve deeper into what they do. And I will start with Kutlwano. I would like to ask, what does your business offer? And if you can, what is the name of your business?
So the name of my business is called K James. Basically, it's just a shortened version of my name, Kutlwano. And then James is like a precious stone. So we offer home fragrance and self-care products. So things like reed diffusers, room and linen mists, and the likes. And then in the self-care department, we have bath salts, all the different types. So James actually came because of the bath salts that we sell and the size of the rock that's inside our bath salts. And yeah, basically our brand just embodies the awareness that we're trying to raise when it comes to self-love and self-care. And yes, it goes beyond a nicely fragranced bath or putting nice candles and stuff in your apartment. It's about just being there, being present, loving on yourself, giving yourself the amount of care and understanding that an external person may not give you. So growing up, I realized that a lot of parents didn't really take moments to take care of themselves. You know, everyone else came first, and I one of the biggest things that influenced my business was most of the women in my life that I saw when they were taking care of themselves was when they're taking a bath. Like they would splurge a little bit more on something that they like, something that they can use on themselves. And I was like, okay, if this is something that allows women to just take a moment to just be like, I'm off my phone, I'm not taking care of someone, I'm not doing anything for anyone else, but I'm there for myself, then maybe I can offer them something more. But then now I'm also realizing that there's a wider community of self-love and self-care and what it actually means. So basically that's what we offer, just a moment for you to be there for yourself, be present, be still. Simplicity is precious, so you don't really need to be spending so much money as we see on social media on what self-care is deemed to be, but you can really just invest in a little product that you can feel like, you know what, this is my time. Self-love is not selfish. So yeah, that's basically K James.
Beautiful, beautiful, and very true. Self love is not selfish, and simplicity is also precious. That is a beautiful story to how K Gems was made and the thought process behind it. That is so beautiful. And to my second guest, I would also like to ask you the same question. What is the name of your business, and what exactly does that business offer?
Okay, so the name of my business is Kunaka. It's a Shona word meaning beauty. Basically, why I chose that name is, um, well, obviously with what I've studied, I'm sorry. Let me find the words for it. But basically, what we offer with our business is not just, oh, I'm gonna look pretty today. Oh, let's get my nails done. Or, it's not just the superficial beauty. It's more of bringing out the beauty inside of you. Making you realize that you're already beautiful. We just need to, add on to that a little bit. And it resonates actually with Kutlwano, with making with that whole self care. Um, Sorry, I lost the word. But it's about embracing yourself and loving yourself and taking care of yourself. It's beyond just the niceties of, oh, whatever, just getting my nails done or whatever. It's about the self love and self care. So at the moment, because I'm in my very early stages of business, I'm mostly doing nails and makeup. I'm also offering massages, but that's more for house calls. But yeah, that's what I'm offering at the moment. And as time goes, then we'll get into more holistic treatments. We'll get into more specialized treatments with machines and all that. And all that.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And I'm sure not just myself, but the listeners would look forward to see the rest of the journeys of both businesses as they grow. Like this is such a growth that I'm seeing from. I'll reference Kutlwano, who started with selling sweets and to the point where now she has her own business. This is just growth on growth, and I'm looking forward to seeing what more both K Gems and Punaka will have to offer in the nearest futures. And now, quoting Dr. Hlami, I will say she always says that in this show she loves to stalk, and when she does this, she'll be showcasing pictures that she has found from each guest that she has. And to reference her, I will say that now we will look at pictures from both Kutlwano and Nothando and see just exactly what is what. Let's look at the first picture and we'll have each guest explain what the picture is or just say something about the picture that we have managed to find them from them.
Okay, so that is my small little baby K Gems. Like I said, I offer home fragrance products. So those are the 200 milliliter diffusers and the range that we have. We also have room and linen mists that complement the diffusers as well. And then if you already have a jar, we also have refills that you can use for those. So yeah, that was a at-home photo shoot that I was doing with an old sheet of my suitcases and stuff just to support the background. And yeah, I absolutely love it because as a small business owner, you are responsible for everything from the admin, packaging orders, all the pictures that you show online. So I just took a moment. The sun was sunning on that day, and I was like, let me just do a quick photo shoot just to showcase the range of products that we offer.
Wow. And here is the next picture.
So that is a set I actually did back in February, I think. This was actually for a friend sister. We did this as our second set, it was our second session. It was actually really fun. So this was basically a set of chips, acrylic, and gel. And she chose this design off of Pinterest, and she was like, "Girl, I did this set before, but it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. Can you do it?" And I was like, "Listen, I've got you." She was like, "It's fine, I trust you," and we made it happen.
Wow, and I can see our listeners are already viewing and placing orders as we speak. I see Butawa Chifura saying, Tano's nails last long, guys. I am her regular. And I see Ismail saying she's on her way to buy that lemongrass. It's and I also see she commented again saying it's absolutely beautiful watching both of these women and hearing their stories. Truly speaking, it is such a beauty to see what these businesses hold and all that they're doing. Now, let's look at more pictures.
Absolutely. So this is me again. I was at a market. So in the early stages of my business, moving to Johannesburg, I explored going to markets. So these are places where you can go and see small business owners and just buy from, small vendors and all of that. So yeah, this is my display. I have all my products laid out. Like I said, thank you to the retail experience that I've had before. I managed to just make it a little cute so that I can sell my stuff. So you'll see there on the far, I think right on your side, I used to have soaps as well. So yeah, those are the product. That's the full product range that we have, bath salts and all of those. So markets was a great opportunity for me to meet new customers, to engage with customers on a face-to-face level. But then, unfortunately, the markets environment in general hasn't been that great. So I then moved from selling at markets to having my own website, and I am available online, so customers can order, and we deliver nationwide.
Wow, that is beautiful. And the next picture that we have,
That's actually a friend of mine. We did that set about, I think it was almost a month ago now. And it was the first time actually coming to me. But she was like, "Girl, I've seen your post. I've seen what you're doing. I love it. I want to come through." And she did, and she loved it. Yeah, she was like, "I want something cute but simple. Let's make it classy." And I was like, "Girl, I got you." It's actually something I say to a lot of people. I'm like, "Listen, just trust the process. In the end, you'll see." So yeah, this was one of those days. We're actually really pleasant.
wow. And we're just going to pass through another picture.
So yeah, that just circles back to that picture that we saw previously as well. So like I said, we have three scents in our range of home fragrance items. We have lavender, lemongrass, and vanilla. My absolute favorite is vanilla, but I recommend all these different scents for different parts of the room. So lemongrass, for instance, you can put in your bathroom. It's nice, fresh, zesty, and citrusy. Lavender, I would put in my bedroom. So lavender has been known to promote good sleep. So it's a subtle, sweet scent. And vanilla is a warm, sweet scent. It's not like a typical ice cream vanilla scent, you know what I mean? And all of these come with reed sticks. So it comes with a plug on top. You just open the silver top there, you put your reed sticks. Once they absorb the scent for a little while, you can just turn them around. So I opted to work with reed diffusers instead of the plug-in diffusers, because just the environment in general. Most of our products, as you will see, they are in recyclable material, paper, not plastic, glass, or rattan wood. So this is a more sustainable way of having fragrance in your home instead of having that plug-in where it just uses electricity. There's possible, opportunities for you to burn it or it running out or something like that. So if you do have a jar at your home, like I said, you can have a refill, so you can just put a lovely Cajun scent, put your reed sticks in, and then it will diffuse nicely into your room or your apartment.
Beautiful, beautiful. And here we have this picture.
Okay, this is actually the longest set I've ever done. And this is the first time I did a set this long. You see, I always saw like on Instagram and you see people with these long nails. I'm like, those look nice, but I don't know if I could ever do them. And this lady walks in and she's like, yeah, these are the ones that I want. I want this length. I'm like, are you sure? Because I was a bit intimidated as well. And if it's your first time doing something, it's like, okay, how are we gonna do this? But I was up for the challenge and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it come to life. She didn't really have a picture actually. We just kind of were bouncing ideas off of each other. She knew though that she wanted pink. It was actually her birthday, so she was like, you know what? I want pink nails. I don't know what design I want, but let's make some magic happen. And we did. I actually we took a long time because I left the office at around 8 that day. I left quite late, but she was really happy. She enjoyed and she loved the set. And I was like, you know what? As long as she has a sniff, it's fine. Even if I sit here for 6 hours, I'm happy. As long as my clients are happy, as long as they feel beautiful, as long as they love what I've done, then I'm happy.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, you have seen that they have initially let their work speak for them. You saw just how much they've been doing, what they do, and we are quickly going to take a short commercial break, the last one of tonight, and then when we come back, we'll just wrap everything up and see, for those who are curious, where to find these two, or how to get in contact with them and the likes. Thank you, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the African Experience Show. You are still with me, your guest host for tonight, Mercy and I. And we are still with our two incredible duo for this night. I'm joined by Kutlwano Mokone and Nothando Matongoti. And we have just seen their works and what they offer. And I would like to further ask them that with running these businesses in their young age, how does that feel for them? Like, what do they do also afterwards? What is their ordinary day after work after they've done beautifying the lives of other people? What do their ordinary days look like? And I'll start with Notando. How does your ordinary day look like, and how does it feel for you as a young person running their own business?
So, being back home, my ordinary day actually just looks like spending time with my family. Usually when I get back home, there's chores to do always. So I run through my chores, spend some time with my family. We'll sit on the sitting room, maybe watch a movie, just unwind. After that, then I just kind of isolate myself for a bit, get myself back together because it's quite stressful. Being a small business owner at such a young age, I'm always getting people like, are you okay? People constantly checking in on me because they have seen and they understand that it is quite hectic. How it feels to have a business at this age, honestly, it's a lot. It's a lot of emotion, honestly speaking. I remember in my second week, because I started in March. That's when I officially started like this business, but on my own. And my second week, I made this little video and I posted it on my Instagram story. And I was like, does the stress ever go away? Like, does the stress ever leave you? Because now I'm stressed. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I need to make sure I've got enough clients to be able to break even. I need to make sure, all the bills I need to pay are paid, everything that I need to do. I need to make sure I've got enough product. I need to, so it's a constant, your mind is constantly running around trying to make sure you are staying on top of things because things will be on top of you if you don't stay on top of them. So it's stressful, but there is a certain liberation that comes with that because you know that okay, it's on me. I need to actually actively get up every morning and do this because it's on me. I'm not like piggybacking off of someone else. I'm actually just actively making the decision every day to show up. And that's one thing that's been one of the toughest lessons actually. Showing up every day. Especially in this season, for this industry, it can be so slow. You could go to work the whole week and you only have like one or two people come in, and it's stressful because you're thinking, okay, but what about month end? When month end comes in, like, how am I going to be able to balance everything? Um, but you need to constantly show up. You can't just be like, what if there's no one? It's fine. Let me just stay home. What if, what if there's sort of that? You need to constantly show up and not make excuses. So it's a whole lot of emotion. There's times where I look at how far I've come. It's just 3 months, but I'm like, okay, there's so many lessons I've learned in these 3 months. There's so many things that have happened. And, I can see myself going from one stage to another. I can see myself growing. So it's very hectic. It's not for the faint-hearted, but it's also very rewarding.
Beautiful, beautiful. Showing up is truly the hardest part, but I can see you guys have been showing up each and every time. And I would also like to ask the same question to Kutlwano. How does your ordinary day look like? And as a young business owner, how does that feel for you?
So the truth of the matter is there are no ordinary days. Every day is very unpredictable. You never know what may come as a small business owner. And for someone like me who also has a 9 to 5 job, it's a bit of a juggle between now I need to obviously give my deliverables at work, but I also want to show up for myself, as Nothando was saying, like constantly just making sure that there's a little bit of something that you're doing. But truth of the matter is, in as much as it's a liberating feeling, it's nice to see an idea actually come to life and actually touch a product and be like, I have this. For me, I do battle a lot of imposter syndrome where I look back. I've been in this business for 3 years now, and I just look back and I just feel like, okay, I see what you've done, but there's still more to do. I feel like every business owner goes through such a turmoil of emotions where people can come in and say, Nothando, you're doing amazing, okay, but you're doing great. And I'm just like, yeah, I get it, but there's always more to do, you know what I mean? So it's a mix between just knowing that, okay, breaking that area of I have an idea and how am I presenting it in front of people, because it's all good and well when your friends and family are supporting you, but that one client that orders out of, oh, I saw Kutlwano on radio, or I saw Kutlwano's post on social media, that's what actually gives that feeling of, oh, I'm actually really doing this. So the feelings are, like Nothando said, a mixture. It's a whole roller coaster. It's amazing to be able to show up for myself and the goals that I've set for myself, and just say, okay, yes, I didn't get a sale this month. Yes, I didn't do this month, but even next month, let's try and see what we can do. So I am grateful for the opportunities that have come forth from just deciding, you know what, I'm doing this. Let's just see how it goes. Whether I make a sale or not, let's just keep through. I love it. I'm grateful, and I can't wait to see where it takes me.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I'd just like to ask, where do you guys see your businesses in the next 10 years? What do you hope to aspire for your businesses in the next 10 years? And I'd like to start with Kutlwano and then followed right immediately with Nothando. Where would you see your businesses in the next 10 years?
Oh, 10 years is a bit of a stretch. I can't lie. I was asked this question in my first ever newspaper article, and they're like, where do you see your business in 5 years? And I like these questions because it's a form of manifestation as well. It's putting it out there and just, taking those small steps to get to where you want to be. But all in all, what I want to do is obviously expand my product line. There's so many other things that I would like to offer to the community of self-care and self-love. I would like to see more guys embracing self-care and self-love as well, because it's not like Nothando was saying about being beautiful or just putting a facade on. My brand, I want it to be that wellness body where people can just go for some form of motivation to show up for themselves, because unfortunately in the backgrounds that most of us come from, self-love is something that's not really embraced or encouraged. It's always seems like you don't care about other people, why are you being selfish and all of that. So I would like to just create a hub and a community of people that come in and encourage self-love and self-care, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And on a materialistic level, I would like to see my brand to have its own front store standing. People can come in and out and buy the things that they need, get that little bit of oomph when it comes to wellness, maybe have a yoga studio, maybe I'm dreaming a little too high, just all those nice wellness, fill your cup nice things, I would really like to have.
Okay, so with me, I think in 10 years, I would like to at least have one or two stores. I've actually drawn up this plan where from where I've started now into the next 5 years, how I want to grow my business, where I want it to be in the next couple of years, so, a short term, medium term, and long term goals. So I'm praying and I'm manifesting for at least two stores, two salons that are operating in the next 10 years, for me to be able to start offering the holistic treatments, that I talked about earlier on, helping people really embrace their inner beauty. We're helping people embrace that, okay, this is what I look like, but we can enhance that. That's actually my slogan, magnifying beauty, because I believe each and every person is beautiful. They just need to bring it out a little bit more. How people say money washes people. Yeah, it's kind of like that. How you're already beautiful as you are. You just need to learn how to take care of yourself. I think that's where I resonate with Kutlwano as well. And you just need to embrace that self-love, that self-care, and you actually see, no, man, I'm actually really pretty. Like, I know that's a phase I went through when I started, maturing, getting a bit older. I was like, these people are lying to me. I'm actually very beautiful, and I want people who come in to my salon to feel that way, to be like, I am beautiful just the way I am. I just need to bring it out a bit more. I just need to take care of myself. I just need to handle myself in a certain way. So that's kind of where I want to see my business having that kind of an impact on people, embracing themselves the way they are, just taking care of themselves, loving themselves, and feeling beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I can see our listeners are also acknowledging and appreciating what you both have said. I see it's Mel saying, both of you blessed me so much, and I definitely took notes. Tando, I'm so proud of you. And I see my host for this show, Dr. Hlami, saying she is so inspired by the two entrepreneurs and you are challenging us to push the boundaries. And she says, thank you, DJ Mercy, for steering the ship. Thank you so much, Dr. Hlami. And I see Pastor Javid Mangani saying, young people in business, this is awesome. Economic power. And true, very true, very true. And such Hlami always says the hour is never enough, and we have ran through the hour, and we can still go through another hour saying so much more. What I can say to my two guests is I would like you to leave us with a parting shot and to also tell us where people can find you. You can give us your contact details or your emails. Where can people find you? How can they get in contact with you? And what can you say? You can make your parting shots also to the youth as well, as it is Youth Month. But please feel free to say what your parting shot would be. And I'll start with you, Kutlwano.
I think my parting shot will be use what you have. I have encountered a lot of young people, mates of mine that want to pursue something, that are thinking of starting something, but they're always pausing and delaying because they feel like they don't have what they need in order to start. If you have an extra 200 rand, if you have an extra 300 rand, that is where you start. You don't need to have a ring light in order for you to start shooting content. You don't need to actually have boxes of stock in order for you to start selling. Just use what you have. This economy is not friendly to us, and just making sure that you plan accordingly, ask for advice. There's always someone there to help you. The University of YouTube is your best friend. But as for me and my business, you can follow us on K James on all major social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the likes. It's at K James, and then you can place your orders on our online store. So on all our social media platforms, there is a link to our shop front. You can just click there and place your orders, and thank you in advance. And yeah, I'm also available on WhatsApp at 071 276 Just to repeat, 071 276 So if you have any inquiries about the business, if maybe you're also thinking about starting your own home fragrance and self-care business, I'm open to having those conversations. And yeah, like I said, use what you have.
Okay, so my parting shot would have to be, it's all about mindset. Like what Kutlwano said, there's a lot of people that have so many dreams, have a lot of ambitions and things they want to do. You start here. Like I said earlier, the battle is won or lost first in your mind. So the moment you start believing, no, I can do this, no, I can overcome this, no, I am going to do this, that's when you start to win. And you consistently show up, you consistently push, don't make excuses, don't relax, get up, you've got this is your dream, and it's not going to happen until you make it happen. No one else is going to work for you, no one else is going to show up for you, no one else is going to make it happen for you. You need to do that. You need to take that action. You need to take that decision and face everything that comes with that decision and know that you can do it. That was my party shot and my encouragement. Just don't give up. Keep pushing. You can do it. Believe in yourself. You are your biggest cheerleader every day. Just cheer for yourself because you actually can do it. So you can find me on. Okay, I'm based in Nothando, and Busuruzo, just opposite Town Hall, in P East, if you're looking for a more for a location. And then you can find my pages on Instagram and Facebook, Kunaka underscore ZA. That's my Instagram and also my Facebook. My phone number for you to call or make a booking is 078-078-9730. I'll say it again, 078-078-9730. And thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been the African Experience. Please, I would love to see you once more next week. Do not forget to like and subscribe on our channel, and we look forward to seeing more of you. And please do not go away either, because straight after African Experience on Tuesdays, we have Kingdom Impact with Apostle Joshua every Friday from 6 till 7, followed by Prudent Women with Rulani Maloi and on Sundays from 4 to 5, followed by your favorite pastor, Pastor Frida Matebula, from 5:30 to 6:30 with the Living Word Outreach. This has been the African Experience with me, your guest host, Mercy and I. Our slogan is telling African stories the African way and taking Africa to the world. Thank you so much for such a beautiful time. See you next time, and God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda.